I mentioned, as we know, we said Hallel today, because today is Yom Yerushalayim, or the Jerusalem Day, or actually the full name is Yom Shachor Yerushalayim, Liberation Day for Jerusalem. And I know there's people who say, I don't want to do it, it's a new edition. Newsflash, Hanukkah is not biblical. It was a new edition. It's basically, we recognize God's hand in the world with these days. That God's hand, God did not go and make the world and all that, and after the Bible was completed, was sealed, then God's no longer in the world. No, we don't believe that. As Jews, we know that God is in this world. He's making miracles for us every day, and we have to have the ability to see the miracles that are before us. And anybody who was alive at the time, in 1967, when the Six-Day War took place, people like me, I remember those days. I remember that before the Six-Day War, they were digging up Park Hayarden, the major park in Tel Aviv, for mass graves. That was the situation before the Six-Day War. Israel was expecting heavy casualties and a lot of civilian deaths. So the fact that less than 200 soldiers were killed during the war, every loss, by the way, is a tragedy. I'm not going to but that was a miracle in of itself. Israel was expecting a major battle in the old city of Jerusalem because Israel was facing the Arab Legion, the best trained army outside of Israel in the Middle East. Yet, when we went into the old city, the most of the Arab Legion had been withdrawn. In fact, one of the great stories of the Six-Day War was Rabbi Shlomo Goren, who was chief rabbi of the army at the time, had his driver drive. After the liberation of Jerusalem, he said, okay, the next is we're going to go down to Hebron. He beat the rest of the army to Hebron. He was the only Jew in Hebron. White flags are all over the place. And he decides he's going to pray at the Ma'arat HaMakpelah, the tomb of the patriarchs. He goes there, it's sealed. He has this driver open it up by shooting at it. The bullet holes are still there, by the way. And forcing the door open, he goes in, begins to pray, and the mayor of Hebron approaches him to surrender. By the way, Rabbi Shlomo Goren and his driver are the only two Jews in the city of Hebron at this moment. The mayor of Hebron goes to surrender to him. Rabbi Shlomo Goren said, in this place, you do not surrender to me, you surrender to God. When the Kotel was liberated, one of the things that Rabbi Shlomo Goren did was he brought a chair, because under Ottoman rule and British rule, we were forbidden to have chairs at the Western Wall, at the Kotel, because that connoted ownership. And during the Ottoman period and the Mamluk period, going back, I'm not going to even mention the Crusades, but for literally over 1,000 years, Jews are not allowed to sit at the Western Wall on a chair. That's why Rabbi Shlomo Goren, recognizing the great event, he brought a chair and sat down. Rabbi Moshe Segal, who was arrested in 1929 for blowing the shofar at the Kotel in violation of British law, when he heard that the Kotel had been liberated, was happy to go and be the first Jew to blow the shofar at the Kotel, at the Western Wall, which, remember, literally under the Ottomans and the British, was punishable, a crime. If you don't see the miracles of all this, then there's something wrong with you. you know, like I said, we were expecting the worst, and then the great miracles occurred. So we should always try to recognize God's hand in the world, and that we should celebrate God's hand. Something to think about.